and college teams don't go overseas. Just how's the experience and how cool is it getting a chance to play an NFL game overseas?
It's pretty awesome. It's just another game though, and the venue changes just a little bit, and it's good to play out of the United States, get some exposure, and see how it goes.
Well, it seems like there are games where even if you haven't started strong, you're able to kind of work your way through it. Where's that resiliency, that in-game resiliency kind of come from, and how do you find solutions for things?
It's just, I guess I played a lot of football, been in a lot of situations where things start well, things don't start well. Seen about it all at this point, and our defense just continued to make us stop, so we just kind of had some hope, had some life there at the end of the game, and we just kept chipping away, found things that worked, and eventually put some touchdown drives together. And it's tough to win games like that, so it's good to get out of there with one.
Well, quarterbacks can be pretty regimented, maybe even more than the rest of the team. So how does doing everything away from home in London for a week, how does anything change, or are you able to keep it almost the exact same?
Well, you try to keep it the exact same, but it's hard when they uproot you. But you don't have quite the same resources, I guess. Resources have changed and locations have changed, so you try to make do with what you got. But it's definitely not going to be a normal week. So good thing I'm not superstitious or anything.
So last year, your defense led the league in sacks. They're on an even more of a pace this year. Just from your experience in training camp, what is it kind of about that group as a collective up front that it just makes them such a painful moment?
I think it's their speed. They can, they're all just pretty smooth, pretty quick in their form and their releases, and it's tough to keep up with them. Quite frankly, they rotate a lot of guys to keep them fresh throughout the game, and I think it's also there's so many of them, so many good pass rushers, where it's hard to really hone in on one, and you can't really take one of them at the game without leaving another one on the island. So, I know, they want to get sacks and they want to get after the passer because they understand how influential that is and how much it affects the other guy.
Sean said JFM so good at denting the pocket and getting to that 3-yard landmark that quarterback wants to occupy. As a quarterback, how difficult does that make things when that kind of area is impacted?
Well, it's tough when you can't go back and you can't go forward. So we do a good job of keeping quarterbacks in. Speed rush on the outside forces you to get up in the pocket, and then the guys inside, they know how to get to their spots, and it's just tough that it takes away space in the pocket. And as a quarterback, you feel the space being condensed. It's not easy.
Since you arrived, obviously you and Courtland have a connection, a very strong connection. Do you see it the way he finishes plays in practice, his love of the game? What is it beyond what we see on Sunday that has made him have this, you didn't experience before, this kind of career renaissance these last 3 years? Because he's kind of trending the other way before Sean got here.
Well, I think he takes care of his body really well. He's always as healthy and as fresh as he can be because he puts that much attention and detail into his recovery. And then he gets a lot of work at practice. He takes every rep. He kind of gets mad at you when you tell him to not get this rep because he wants it really bad. But he just plays really hard. He's a fierce competitor. I think when things get tough, he gets better. And just like on Sunday, the game didn't go how we wanted early, but he just continued to, chip away, find catches as the game went. And next thing you know, it felt like he took the game over, and he was getting better and better as the game was going on. He was getting tougher to guard as the game was going. A lot of guys get tired, but he trains for that moment. He practices really hard. He's one of the last ones at the practice field, and I think he's just really excited and happy right now with his situation, and he's making the most of it.
Time for a couple more, guys.
After playing so many football games, do you believe that trap games are real? And as a leader of this team, how do you make sure that the team doesn't overlook playing a winless team?
Well, I think in the league, quite honestly, it's a little disrespectful to consider anybody a trap team. I think they're an NFL team, and they're gonna have some really good players on their defense, and it's not really a trap game. I think any game you can walk in and slip up and lose. That's just the league. So if you're not careful, in a way, all of them could be because they're that good of an opponent. But they're a good football team. They've been close on some games. They're a couple walk-off plays away from having 2 or 3 wins. So I definitely think that is something you got to be careful. This is not a team, to just toss around like they're winless. But I think we'll be ready to go. It's just another game.
Well, with
Last
Sean-
one, Eric.
With Sean, can you tell when you talk with him about game planning or play calls that he is a former quarterback and kind of sees the game in the same way that you do to some extent? Like, can you tell that with him?
Yeah, he uses good knowledge and good. It's one thing to play the position; it's another thing to teach it and coach it. But he's got the good language of understanding what to say to kind of help you fill it out and see it, all that kind of stuff. But he's also been doing it for a long time, so he knows how to coach his plays. He knows how to do, his thing, and he's had a lot of years of trial and error to make it, really good. So I think he's in a good spot, and I also think that he knows just certain ways to reach the quarterback because, like you said, he's been coached before and he understands what it's like to be in that position. So he kind of knows how to communicate that with you. So that's an important part of being a coach, to be honest with you.